their ace players. So let's go introduce the players on the upper right hand side of the map. From AxiomAcer, it is Hart. And his opponent down in the lower left hand side from Cascade, ladies and gentlemen, it is none other than Strelok. So he's probably going to play mech here. He's a big meching player. Though we have definitely seen him be very aggressive and a little bit cheesy in previous seasons of the SC2 ITL. Back when he was on Alien Invasion, he used to play the SC2 ITL a bunch. And he used to be team captain for AI. So no stranger here to the league. Despite only joining Cascade. I think he only really joined for... when did he join? Did he join? I think he joined at the end of the... like for the playoffs last season. I think... anyways... Anyways, we've got gas first here from both players. No real surprise in this TVT. And see if Hart maybe... I mean, he's changed up his gas first build once already, so we'll see what he does here the third time around. And we'll see what Strelok has in store for his opponent here as well. So very heavy Terran lineup, I guess, today from Cascade. I guess they played a very heavy Terran lineup last week. They played Strelok to start, and then Cass, and then Adominus and Complain. So same lineup actually from Cascade. No Minato, I think, is a little bit surprising. Minato has shown that he's on top of his game lately. Or at least he was at the last time I saw him playing in the end of Season 3 of the Team League. At the same time, I guess you've always got to consider, I mean, maybe he's just not been practicing for the last couple of weeks or something, you know, something's been up or whatever. So either way, it seems as though these four players are going to be the core for Cascade at the start of their Team League campaign, which so far is not going too well. I mean, again, 2-4 against My Insanity, and now they have to play against, now they're kind of losing against AxiomAcer. Next week they play Imaginary Gaming, which is going to be a little bit easier for them and definitely winnable. And could maybe see a rematch from WCS Challenger, Targa versus Cass. Could be quite cool. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see. So let's keep an eye on that and see how it goes. As for now, we've just got factories on the way and lifts the barracks here. Hart. So Hart actually doing what Complained did last time around, and going to build the starport right on top of that tech lab. And Strelok doing the exact same thing. So mirrored build so far. Second gas on the way up, and for both players. So very, very standard stuff so far. As for some reason my Twitch chat is DCing, guys. So if anyone's saying anything exciting, I'm sorry, I can't quite see it. So again, I mean, Hart definitely looked beatable today, right? He's, you know, Cass definitely had opportunities. Complain definitely had opportunities. I would go as far as I would definitely say that both were ahead in certain parts of their games. But Hart has just been able to clinch the victory each time. Hart gets the first shot on this alien here, and Strelok will be forced to fall back initially. And will fall back to his two marines on the ramp. Cloak starts up for Hart. No cloak just yet for Strelok, as he goes straight into a reactor on his factory. And Hart also starting up a Widow Mine as well, so maybe we'll worried a little bit about his own defences. Hellion gets repaired up here, and Strelok will move back down the ramp with this, and we'll actually catch this Hellion of Hart and get a shot off, 2 shots off, but now Hart should be able to retreat without too much further issue. He actually pulls it back. He's actually going to go for a little bit of a scout here, assuming that his opponent's already going to have moved across the map with the Hellion, and that Hellion does take another shot, and will actually still be able to make it away. So Hart getting a nice little bit of information there. I mean, not really seeing too much, just seeing a few Marines, but it's kind of nice just in case, you know, just to create the opportunity to kind of, just in case it happens, just in case he can see something with it. So again, Strelok did not decide to opt in to Cloak here, and Banshees will pass each other in the middle of the map. So a Banshee on the way for both players, and again Hart has that Cloak. Both players going into a Raven now as well. So it's very much just going to be a case of who controls their Banshee better. As initially here, Strelok's just going to get a little bit of damage done on these Marines. And there's no real anti-air apart from the Marines right now, and the Widow Mine for Hart. So he has to be a little bit careful. There's only the Marines for Strelok as well. As we do see that Raven coming out, and we do already see command centers on the way for both players here, so nothing too crazy. We're going to see the Starport going to the reactor factory onto the tech lab, and this Banshee being chased away, but shouldn't really go down. The Marine's going to try and cut it off, but again, they're just not quite fast enough, as Strelok actually comes back home with his Banshee as well, not really looking to get too much further done here. So he's going to really build up his Viking count with this reactor on the Starport early on. Banshee still moving around, and will get out of there. If just a little bit of energy remains, keeps that alive for later in the game. Again, we're kind of expecting Strelok to play mech here, but what is Hart going to play? So far he's shown us that he's very much so a marine tank player. He showed us that last week against Supernova as well, and he did manage to just pick Supernova apart when Supernova played mech. When I say pick apart, he actually just kind of went for one big attack, and all of a sudden it just kind of worked. So yeah, we'll see what Hart wants to play. He's been playing marine tank all day today, and he's adding on an engineering here bay now to begin with. As this barracks, a couple of Vikings and Ravens just looking to shut off whatever they can, which might be coming in, as both players moving their command centers to the natural just before they morph them into orbital commands. So natural command center lands here, and again, not really too much exciting going on. We're just waiting to see what the again the compositions are going to be from these guys, as we just have some basic units being made, more Vikings being made. Strelok is continuing to take the lead in terms of the air army here, currently 4-2 in terms of the Viking count, and again he's got his on a reactor, his starport on a reactor, and for now Hart's just kept his starport on the tech lab, so he's only making a single Viking at a time. So again, that will be a count that an advantage Strelok will keep for at least a little while here, as Banshee comes back in towards this natural expansion and denies the turret which was building for a little while. Scanning into the main base as well, trying to see whatever he can, but there's not really too much to see, as another turret will be made. And Strelok also cleans out that Banshee, begins to move across the map a little bit here, and Hard a little bit slow to pull that Hellion back. It will go down. So Strelok holding the air control as Hard does add on his extra barracks to answer our earlier question. This is a little bit interesting. I mean, there's a few more Marines here from Hart, but not too many more. And this initial fight is gonna go Strelok's way, because he picks off, well, it's a Viking each so far. Gets a good shot onto that Raven as well. The Raven almost going down here. Auto is being dropped by both players. And it's actually Strelok who feels the need to actually back up a little bit, as well, Hart's going to lose all of his anti-air, all of his Vikings, and both players just get out of there with the Ravens. You can see the Ravens very low on hit points, just escaping, and both players now also just decided in general just to back off out of there, don't want to commit any further. Stimpack starts, and again, them extra barracks coming down for Hart, so we know what kind of style he wants to play now for the rest of this game, as we see the first additional factory coming in for Strelok. So he's just going very hard off of just one factory, one starport right now. Getting the second factory in. I imagine a third command center before he adds on factories 3, 4 and 5. We'll see how safe he is feeling and how confident he's feeling. As Hart is going to siege up just outside his natural, and that will allow him for easy access towards the third base as well once he wants to take it, as he adds on barracks number 4 and 5 for now. So just going to ramp up the aggression, keep up the the unit production, really focus on that early on before going into the next stage of his of the game, which would be a third command center at some point. So just a couple of so again, Strelok with actually a second Raven out now as well. That's kind of interesting. So 2 Ravens, 3 Vikings only, and with second factory now is able to start up Infernal Pre-Igniter. Tank production begins as well, and a third factory is being built also on that tech lab. So we're going to see pretty much just a standard 2 base production from Strelok, and again expecting him to add that third command center sometime soon. Another scan comes into the main base, and Hart for the first time identifies that he is going to be playing against mech here in this game. As these siege tanks, 3 Marines, beginning to move out, and they're going to go take this watchtower. Single Marine here takes the watchtower, and Hellions are going to clean that up very shortly afterwards, though. So yeah, again, nothing really too exciting going down now. I mean, we've just got further upgrades continuing here for Hart. Combat shields is coming in, +1's coming in. Infernal Pre-Ignite is about to finish up with Strelok. We're getting the first few medevacs out on the map. And Hart can begin being a little bit aggressive, a little bit more mobile with his army. Maybe try and start dropping a little bit as well. He's playing against mech, so he's going to actually put his third base in position. And just says, if I'm holding this up at Watchtower, I should be able to deflect any Hellions which come across to try and kill this off. So these Hellions are going to come in, they're going to kill off this Marine, which is on the Watchtower once again. And again, just contesting this, and he does see this army advancing forwards, pulls the Hellion back in plenty of time. So he's actually going to move up the other side of the map here. A couple of Marines and a Marauder, they're going to try and take this Watchtower, but they're not going to see too much with it. Just straight through the middle is where Strelok is going right now. And Hart, he's pulled back, so he's prepared. I mean, he has this Marine on the tower, so no need for him to be any further forward than he already is. And Strelok needs to siege up right now, and he just does in time. Maybe baiting, maybe wanting to go forwards there and try and get a shot off on some of these Marines. Rocks go down, and them 2 Marines in the front must have been a little bit scared there, as them rocks were dangerously close to them. Vikings poking forwards, and if they can pick off a medevac or two, that would be great. As Strelok, you know, he could just go towards the back rocks, get his way into his opponent's production. Could be a really nice way to try and play this out. I mean, especially with so many tanks already. He scans, he sees it. There's absolutely nothing in the main base right now for Hart as he sends a big attack around the left-hand side of the map. Strelok's just going to try and poke his way forwards here, though. And he's going to drop a couple of Seeker missiles on these tanks. They're going to try and unsiege. Is it going to be in time? Just not! Just not for the first hit, but he does manage to get away with the medevac for the rest of it. As a scan here is going to reveal them tanks, and I think Hart may be realizing he's not going to risk going in. So just going to try and set up a flank here then perhaps to try and come in and engage this. I mean, slowly and surely Hart is losing a few tanks here because Strelok has that air control. He's continuing out his Vikings on, and again a few units looking to maybe come in from behind as a scan comes down from Hart. Vikings will move forwards. They're actually going to pick off a medevac here, and we'll move a little bit further forwards there. You need to be careful of those Marines. As the Raven now going to come in himself, and if he forces an unsiege here, I don't think he is. I think he's just Strelok's just going to take the hit. And you know, a single Seeker missile is not going to be too scared as that. As here he goes, stemming in from two different angles. These tanks are very exposed to the bottom, to the top side, and they're all going to go down here. And Hart is going to crush his way through this. These Hellions need to just get out. As at the same time, Strelok's also lost his Vikings, and he's going to lose pretty much everything. He's going to siege up some tanks, but Hart sees it. And I just can't help but feel that Strelok's missed an amazing opportunity to just abuse these back rocks. I mean, he could have been into the production so easily. Even if he just sieges on the low ground, guys, I mean, he can pick off 2 barracks already. It's fantastic. And, I mean, he's stemmed in the middle of the map here right now. And as Hart begins to push across, he does have one, Hart does have one upgrade. Strelok, not really with anything. Back at home, he doesn't even have a 3rd command center, so he just starts that now. That's something which Hart, of course, did establish much earlier on. So Strelok is in a bit of a tough position here right now. As we do see Hart moving down this bottom side, and he sees his army unsieged. Siege is up just about in time though. And, well, Hellion run by actually coming into this 3rd base, and there's going to be quite a few workers roasted off here. So this is some good counter-attack damage by Strelok. He's getting some good damage done with this. 16 workers killed, and just running into those Marauders there, so he'll lose 2 of the Hellions. Which is he just gets away with one of them. So he only loses 1 Hellion there, which is really nice. 16 workers killed, not bad at all. Strelok, though, again, he faces the issue that he is just on 2 bases, and a 3rd command center is only 60-70% of the way done for him, so it's still going to be a little while longer until he gets that up and running. A couple more Marines moving forwards. This group of medevacs heading towards the top side. The barracks does see this, so Hart needs to be a little bit careful about that, as Strelok is just going to siege in time. He only has 1 sieged up tank right now, and this army's moving up the ramp here for Hart. PDD comes down to soak some Marauder shots, but this isn't ideal, and Hart's coming all the way up here as he also drops in towards the main base, and Strelok just doesn't have anything at all, and I think this is going to be victory for AxiomAcer. As Hart moves on through, he'll pick up his first all kill here in the SE2ITL Season 4, and that'll be 7